I'm going to try to get to Benton from this Prosser library, but I gotta make a stop at the bathroom. It has not been easy finding any kind of private spots to go to the bathroom around here. So I've been struggling to find any decent bathrooms. It's just the way the city's set up, and it's the winter time anyway, so they did close down that park. They closed down the park bathroom right next to the library because things freeze pretty good around here. So I've been struggling to find places to pee. There's a dog that barks at me all the time. Every time I've walked past. Going through the hospital area. Oh man, I had a huge meal and yeah, just I'm a little bloated. So yeah, these roads are pretty shaky. I think it's the roads. I'm really shaking this camera all over the place. It's got to be because of the roads. Just shows how bad they are. So this, heading this direction is now definitely going out of my way. It's not on the route. So I want to turn around after going to this gas station. It looks like this is a kind of a truck stop at this Conoco too. I wonder if Conoco tends to set up as a kind of a truck stop. There's these two trucks that have been parked here for the past couple of days. CR England and Hyundai. CR England is one of the companies I was looking at for learning how to become a truck driver, but they got a lot of negative reviews. Cottage Market. This looks like plenty of parking. That's it. Alright. Oh, my stomach gets a little weird after when I overeat and then hunch over. So I find myself hunching over this, just hunching over to the camera, and that's not good for digestion. You got to open up the valves. I shut the valves down when I overeat. Okay, I'm looking for mead. Okay, that's probably mead. Yeah, I gotta take this to 7th. Man, I've never shaken the camera so much before. That's crazy. It might be because it's just not very stable. Anyway, it's loosely sitting. 39 degrees, 242. So the sun is going to be more behind me and above me than in my face. I'm taking the back road. I'm not taking that highway. I want to see what kind of farmland we got. And I'm not exactly sure where I'm going. I got to hit 7th and then Grant and then the old inland. Man, last night was a real chilly sleep. I got through it pretty good. It wasn't too scary. If it was a few degrees colder, it would have been scary, and in Yakima it would have been a few degrees cooler, especially with all that mead. I didn't expect mead will I hit Grant going this way? I was counting to 7th, and then I hit Meade. That's the cop station on the left. I saw 2 cops working on Christmas morning because I slept at the hospital. I slept in the emergency room parking lot. I was walking around the hospital quite a bit, looking around, and that looked like a nice spot that I would expect on Christmas to not be too populated. And I didn't get bothered, although they did set up this MRI truck or MRI van, and it was running, and it ran in a weird way. It would start up and then shut down, and start up and then shut down. Some weird sound. Okay, I do have to go over more. That's 7th? Oh, I am lost. I am lost. 7th, though, I would go until I hit Grant. But do I take a left or right? Because now I'm confused. This is 7th? It looks like I take a right. Oh man, this is something else. It's saying this is 7th when I thought it was Grant, and I thought Meade was 7th. So now that's 8th, and now I'm on Grant. Somebody turned the sign. Somebody broke that sign. Okay, it's turned the wrong way. Somebody was messing with that sign. Okay, that's what happened there. That's why I thought I was on Grant, and okay. Wow. Kids. So now I'm looking for Old Inlet. 10th, yeah. Yeah, I never walked on this bridge. Looks pretty nice. Smell kind of a sewer, unless all of a sudden I started stinking spontaneously. Which is possible. Alright, I love when I have cars behind me. And especially when they follow me close. Like this car. I guess he probably wants to take a right because he's really hugging that white line. He's over it. Okay. Alright, that's not my turn. Nope, he doesn't want to take a right. And he didn't want to pass me on the left. So, what a jumble. I'm going to just stick with the speed limit because I don't know how quickly this island's inlet's turn will hit. So, see, it's a lot of pasture. It's very hard to find. Oh, he turned. Alright. Yeah, so it's very hard to find like private spots to pee. I just can't find a nice bush. Today's fire danger is low. It's hard to find places to pee that are like hidden. I'm finding myself having to pee more in the open when I have to pee. Okay, there's a sign that says Benton City. It's a gas station with all kinds of bars. Is this my turn? Is this OIE? OIE, Old Inlet Expressway? It says OIE, but it's spelled out on my on my Google Maps as something else. Old Island Empire. Okay. And they call it the OIE. Okay. So now it's gonna be 5 minutes slower, but I don't have any cars ahead of me or behind me. Instead of taking Highway 82, which won't have cows and sheep and goats like you see out here, very much livestock for farming out here. I don't know how they handled all that heat. How do these black cows handle that heat? They don't even have a barn for these cows. They don't have a barn. I don't see. It's just an open pasture for them, and that's it. There's some fat cows too. Where do they get shade? How do they stay cool? This huge fenced-in area. Yeah, this area doesn't seem too friendly for livestock or vegetation. Tumbleweeds and brush. Everything's so yellow. Even with the low fire danger, it's pretty yellow. There's tumbleweeds that get caught up in the fence. Oh my, snow? Okay. I'm just glad to be here in the winter time instead of the summer. Wow, there's some green out here. That's some nice green. See, it's really snowy up on that hill. 50, but I don't have anybody behind me. I'm going 42, 43. I'll take it up to 45 until I see a car behind me. Oh, it'll force me to take a left up here, but it's not clear. Yeah. Left, right, left, right. Kind of a screwy road. They smoothed it out with the updated highway. So what do they got, a big dog? They just cut their only tree. They have 2 trees on their property and they cut one of them. It'll look very much alive. They cut their tree. Trees barely survive out here. They cut their tree. They cut like $100,000 they knocked their property value down considerably. Why would you cut your shade tree? It's got to get hot out here. You'd think they'd want to keep that tree for shade. They cut their pine tree down. I could understand the ones where the leaves fall down, but a pine tree? Year-round shade? There's not many trees to cut. That's a big event. Cutting a big tree down, that was like a 40-foot high tree. Wow, okay. Oh, you can go straight. Maybe a dead end or something. As few trees as there are. There's a row of pine trees. Seem to be doing pretty good. Most trees don't do so well. Maybe I don't know how you get them to survive. They definitely don't survive in the wild. You have to, that's a lot of sheep. I don't know if that could be seen. There's a lot of sheep over there. Sheep all around. Lots of that farming. Okay, it's not clear where to take the right. I'm guessing it's this next right. Bunch of cow on the left. Welcome to White Strand. Whitran. A lot of farms. Is this my right? OIE, alright. Train station or something. McCorkle's Market. A lot of junk on the right. Somebody's property. Yeah, it's easy to keep old vehicles laying around, old machinery and stuff. It's like a house fell down, trailer, with the door propped open, might be abandoned. Yeah, there's so much wide open area here. You can see long distances, cows on the right, bunch of birds bothering those cows. Must have thrown some feed on the ground. Cows everywhere. But you don't see any barns. Just going 45. I'm not seeing any barns. They just kind of keep them out in the field. Is that a chicken? Yeah, I saw a chicken just break for it. Yeah, there's so much. There's a lot of farmland, a lot of animals out, cows, chickens, goats. No barns, not a single barn. If they do have any kind of like a shack-looking place, I think it's for keeping hay. Or they even have the hay sitting outside. There's stacks of hay on the left. Just sitting out. They gathered a lot of hay. Oh, that's a lot of cows. Okay, looking over here, not a single barn. That is a lot of cows. Happy scene? That is a lot of cows. If that can even be seen, I don't know. OIE. Alright. A lot of cows were over there, a lot of hay they had trucked in. They cut down their trees over here. Several trees. You should be required to get like some kind of a permit to cut down trees around here. They don't grow so well. That house is surrounded by trees. Wow. That's got to be some good shade for that house. I wouldn't think that it'd have a bad mold issue around here, even in the shade, because it's such a dry desert. I don't think that having shade tree over the house could be that bad of a deal. Have to see though. I'm not sure how the climate is. I mean, in Wisconsin it gets really moisture, really muggy in the summertime and then dry in the winter. But on the west coast it's dry in the summer and wet in the winter. But that's on the left, that's on the west side of the Cascades. Bit of a river off in the distance there. It's probably like the Yakima. I'm following the Yakima. That looks like a cop car. Yep. Alright. Okay. I think there's no more animals now. Heading to Benton. Probably takes like 30 minutes to get there because I took an extra 5 minutes for this back road. Wow, that's cool. It's a big ditch with water in it. All man-made. You gotta control that water. Quite a rocky face. I'd like to walk around there. The features of the land are so unique around here compared to the west side of the Cascades. They're just straight up and down walls. You could drill holes into these mountainsides and make homes out of them. There's got to be some people who have decided to make homes out of these hill faces. It's a lot of rock you'd cut through, but it's all possible. Let's see, it says 50. I'm going 45. Yeah, I'm following the Yakima River. Wow, that is some rocky face. So the further east I head, there's just more rocks and rocks and rocks. Not so much farmland around here. They don't have no more apple trees, no more hops fields. You know, I passed up all the cows and sheep and goats, and now it's just like wide open territory. Old machinery, old farm equipment, old ranches, private property. Okay. Keep out. Are they even exercising their rights? A nice river off to the right, and they got all kinds of private property signs around it, all kinds of fencing. Of course they're going to want to protect it, but how often do they use it? Beautiful river, nice rapids. That's quite an adobe looking house. It's a modern build, but traditional look, with the logs that stick out the ends on the top portion. Oh my God. Quite a rocky, hilly interface here. So unique. Really makes you appreciate the difference that you see in the landscape in Washington. Okay, no cars behind me. I'm going like 10 miles slower. It says 25 minutes. Well, it's not including even my slow drive. So there's some old apple crates off to the right. Oh, there's grapevines on the right. So there's a big grape orchard on the right. So yeah, they're taking advantage of the water from the Yakima River to feed the grapes, keep them watered down. Oh, some kind of apple, possibly an apple tree orchard over here. Man, that is amazing rocky interface you can see on the left. Just driving by it, looking straight at it, I just want to run my hand along it just to feel how jagged it is. You got cows and you got apples. It's called Riverview Orchards. Big propane tank. I wonder if that's they got like some kind of lantern things hanging off the trees. I wonder if that's to keep them warm when during the freeze. Bunch of hay bales still out in the field on the right. Very rocky interface on the left. Amazing. Just amazing. I'd love to climb that. I'd just love to stop on the side of the road and climb to the top. It's so beautiful. But barely any trees. The few trees there are, it's just they're not very tall. I think a car is coming up behind me. Very dry. It just gets drier and drier. Rocky, very rocky. What is this? Chandler Power and Plant Generation Capacity 6,300 watts or something? Power plant. That'd be cool to pull over and look at. They got it all fenced off. Yeah, those rocks on the left really loom over this. They're probably about 35, 40 feet high in the air. Some weird rock structures in general. The way this is formed It's very unique. It's all natural, I'm sure. How did these rocks come to form like this? They're just individual boulders sticking out of the ground with some very unique wear and tear on them. No vegetation could grow on them, so they just kind of sit exposed to the environment. Amazing. Sure, Benton is coming up, 22 minutes for about a 30-minute trip for going the speed limit. That's like limestone or something on the left. You can see holes burrowed in, like birds probably made burrowed holes in them to make nests. Yeah, it's amazing. So you got a bunch of trees here. It must be some kind of water pool for those trees. Very rocky. I would never dare to cut down any trees. They're sacred items around here, I think. Unless the trees clearly died or something. Alright, so it's not clear where I'm at. I should probably look. Double check my location here. Benton is not exactly the most ideal location to be with a closed library. But I'm hoping the internet's going to work. And if I need to make a run for rich lands, I'll do that. A run for the rich lands. I have that. I saved the map. You can save maps onto the iPad. So I should have every street. When you save a map, every street should be put in the memory. It took like almost a minute to save a map. I was surprised. And I saved Benton. I saved 2 maps yesterday. I saved Benton and then when I went to save Richland only took a fraction of only a few seconds to save. So I'm guessing Benton, when I saved Benton, it also saved some of Richland too. I'm not sure the radius that's saved, but it looked like it included Richland. Wow, there's a big old wire up in the air, 100 feet tall, and they have the ball to alert the airplanes about it to make it present. So there's no more farmland around here. Lots and lots of fence. Lots of fence around here. And it may be that they do have some cows every so often. It's quite easy to fence off this desert area and have that fence last for a long time too. It's a little more difficult I think more on the west coast. With all the rain and stuff probably wears away. Oh, there's a goat on its shelter. Dog. Yeah, so there's a little more residential. Oh, private property with a fence, and the river's on the right. So the dude is protecting their riverside. I think the river's over there. It should be. Action towing. So they say action towing and private property. Yeah, these guys, they don't want anybody on their property around here. Even around here, they're very protective about this desert. Oh, that's pretty neat looking. Nice face, and then the river. River's like 25-30 feet wide. Very good sized. Carrying all that water. The water's been tasting pretty fresh too. Up to Prosser City. You can look down on the river from here. But you know, the further east I go, I expect it to taste worse. Some kind of farm, probably another apple orchard. apple orchards are a little more sparse. And it could be a water issue, it could be an issue with being close to the manufacturing factory. I don't know. Yeah, that's a lot of like apple trees, I believe. Action towing. They put up action towing signs. I guess that's no parking. Okay. Saying that they'll tow your car away. Yeah, I'm a little frightened of Benton. That's like the only place that looks like I could sleep is at the library. You know, and I was just thinking, wow, you know, I got some good energy right now. I did have some coffee. I mixed coffee in with my cereal, so yeah, I got some good energy from that. Kindle and the OLE. Apple trees on the right. Quite a few of them too. So I smell like a gas smell. Okay, 35, slowing down for Benton. Now that's a weird tree. That's an apple tree. They've set up that apple tree orchard for maybe easier picking. Benton County Junior Fair and Rodeo. Huh. So I'm going 35. I'm not exactly certain where my turns are now. All right, they're gonna get crazy. I need to look. Looks like I'll be. Oh, no. I'm taking the back way. Okay, yeah. I'm taking a right onto Horny Drive. A right on Horny Drive, and then I'll see the library on the left. Oh my God, though, this isn't. Well, I'm forced to take a right onto somewhere here. Okay, yeah, that's St. Francis. Okay, so then I'll see the library on the left on Horn. All right, so yeah, that's normally be a 30-minute drive, but I'm taking my time. I think I saw somebody skating. Ah, there's a bathroom. It's a good walk. There's a porta potty. Skate park on the left. Fairly stocked with stuff. Okay, so I don't. Okay, library on the left. I want to turn here. It's saying the library is over here. And I know the library is on the outskirts of the city. Or town, whatever. Yeah, I'll be on the outskirts. This is familiar. Looks like just, I'm gonna turn in here because I think this is the library. All right. Yeah, so where can I park? I want to park as close as I can. So right here. Right here might work. Man, spending the night here, I don't know if I'm going to get away with it or not. Find out.